Okay guys, so welcome back again. So in this video we'll be talking about how to do routing inside a React application, and for that we'll be using a package called React Router DOM. And apart from routing, we'll be seeing that how do we handle route parameters inside our routes, then how to handle authenticated routes, that is how to display components only when the user is authenticated, then how do we make redirect inside our React application, then how do we use the history API to push and replace the routes, and finally we'll be making a custom hook for query parameters, that is the search parameters, which you see inside the URLs that starts with the question mark and then name equal to something and then age equal to something or whatever the search query is there. So for that we'll be making our custom hook because that is not built inside this React Router DOM package. So without wasting any time, let's dive into our code and let's see that how it is all done. So here we are inside our code, and here what I've done is that I've created a very basic React application, as we can see, and it only displays in H1 here that says React Router. So firstly what I'm going to do, I'm going to install a package called React Router DOM. So let me quickly stop my application here. Let me simply do npmi react router DOM. So that is the name of the package which will enable us to do routing inside our React application. And now what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to start my application so that the application always started by doing npm start. And now let me minimize my terminal here. So the first thing we would like to do is to create a couple of folders inside our source folder that would be named as components and pages. So firstly, let me create a folder called components. And in this components folder, you would be creating your components, and inside this pages folder, we would be creating our pages to be rendered on different routes. So firstly, inside the pages folder, let me create a new file that is called homepage.js. Simply like this, and it should be like this thing here. And now here inside this file, I am simply going to create a functional component, a very basic functional component. So by doing rfce, so it scaffolds the functional component here called homepage, and here I'll simply put an h1 here that says homepage like this, and then we have a paragraph tag which says some lorem ipsum like this. And if you are wondering that how I did this rfce, so for that I'm using a extension in VS Code, and that is called this extension, that is ES7 React Redux extensions. So this is the package I'm using to use that rfce snippet inside my file to create a functional component. So let me close this thing from here, and let me also go to this thing here, and let me also close this thing here. So now we have this page here that says home page, and now let me create another page that is a product page, and it is simply for demonstration. So it's a product page.js file like this, and here I would again do rfce, and then here I would again have an h1 and it should say product page, simply like this. And now inside my components folder, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create my navbar for my application. So let me create a new file inside this components folder, and this should be called navbar.js, simply like this. And again here we will be creating a functional component that should display our navbar, and to display our navbar we'll be using a unordered list, and inside this unordered list we would be having two LIs, so li times 2, and then inside those LIs we would be having an anchor tags like this. So the first route would be the / route, and then here it should say home like this, and then the second route would be the products route. So let's say products like this, and it should take us to the products page, products, simply like this. And now let me display this navbar inside my home page and product page. But to do that, inside each and every pages, what I would like to do, I would like to include this navbar component inside my app.js file, so that the navbar is always displayed on all of the pages, and we would only change the components, that is the pages, depending on the route. So let's include this navbar from here, and we see that this navbar component has been automatically imported from this components folder and the navbar.js file. So if we save this, we see that we have these two things here, that is the home and then products. And whenever we are clicking on these items, let me increase the font size here. So whenever we are clicking the home or this products page, we see that the page is reloading. As we can see here from this logo thing here, or from this favicon icon, that the page is being reloaded, but we do not want to do that. So let me put this navbar below this React router thing here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to import something here, and that is something from the React router DOM package. So let me import something. So I'm going to do IMP from React router DOM like this. And what I'm going to import here, I'm going to import here browser router. Then I'm going to use the switch here. And then I'm also going to import route here like this. And now what I need to do, I need to encapsulate each and every component or each and every page component inside this browser router. And one thing we should note, that we should also include the navbar inside this browser router. Otherwise, later down the line inside this navbar component, we'll be changing these anchor tags to link tags that are again provided by this package, that is React router DOM. So it would throw us an error. So let's see the error also. So let me not include that navbar inside the browser router. First, let me simply exclude the navbar from this browser router. So now here after the navbar, I would say that browser router, and then inside this browser router, I would have my switch case. That is, we want to switch on different components, that is on different pages, depending on the route on which we are on. So here inside this browser router, I would use the switch thing here, like the switch component here. And then inside this switch component, I would display my route, or I would display the component depending on the route on which we are in. And this route takes in some props here. So firstly, we should have a path prop, that is on which path we want to go to. So this is our home path. And the second prop would be the component, that is the component we want to render on the root route, that is the index route, that is the home route, that is the / route. And the component which we want to render here would be the homepage component like this. So as soon as I typed homepage here, the homepage component or the homepage is automatically imported from this pages folder, because this in itself is a component. So now if I save this, we see that we are rendered the homepage here, because we are on the, or let me show you something, because we are on this page here. That is, either if we go to the product page, we are getting this homepage component, either if we are getting the / page, we are getting this component. So we'll be fixing that in a moment. And now let me make another route here. That would be the / products route. That would show us the products page. And here what I want to display, I simply want to display this products page component. So now let me save this. And now inside this navbar.js, we need to import a couple of things, because we want to change these anchor links to links. So here we'll say import from React router DOM. And what we want to import here, we want to import here nav link. And then another thing is the link thing here, which we can also use. But there is a single difference between this nav link and the link tag here, or the link component here, is that basically this nav links provide you with active classes that are useful for navbar links. Otherwise, if you're simply using a link inside your page or an anchor link inside your page, then you should be using this link component. But here, since we are inside our navbar, so we would be using this nav link. So now instead of these anchor tags, what I would do, I would change these anchor tags to nav link here. So nav link like this. And then the href attribute should be changed to attribute like this. That is, if we want to go to this route, then this is the nav link. If we want to go to this route, then this is the nav link. So now let me save this. And we see that we are getting an error here, as I've told you before, since we have used the navbar outside the browser router. So therefore we are getting this error. So to fix this error, it is pretty simple to do. We simply need to include this navbar as a child of this browser router component. So as soon as we save this, our error is gone. And now watch what happens. So if we are on the home page, we see the home page. But if we are on the products page, we are again seeing the home page, because this path, that is / products, is also matched by this route, that is /. But on this route, that is /, we want to display the home page. And on this / products route, we want to display the product page. So what we can do, we can write an exact prop here, that is exact. That is, if the path matches exactly like /, then only we should display the home page. Otherwise, the switch case should jump onto the next route, and then it sees that whether it is able to match this products or not, then it should display this product page. So if we save this, and now we see that we are getting displayed this products page. That is, we are on the /products route. So therefore the products page is displayed here. If we go to the home route, we are displaying the home page. So if we go to the product page again, we are on the product page. So now let me show you this thing here. That is, I've told you before that we have a link also here. So, or before the link, let me show you something else. That is the active links I was talking about. That is the use of this nav link here. So if we go to our app.css file, and here let me write a class name here, that is .active, and here let me simply say background color should be red or royal blue, like this. So if we save this, we see that both our links have the background color of yellow, because this thing here, that is nav link, provides an active class name of active to the route on which we are on. So if we click on the home route, we see that this has a color in the background of blue, which we have just defined, that is the active class name. And if we go to the products page, we see that the products is also has the background color of blue, but also the home link has the color of blue here. So to fix that, what we need to do, we need to provide here exact also, that is inside the nav link also. So if we save this, then we see that we are getting only the active class names on the current route on which we are on. So if we go to the home, we see the color here. If we go to this thing here, we are getting the color here, that is the background color, and that is provided by the active class name. And by default, the class name provided by this nav link is active. If you want to change the class name here, so what you can do, you can simply say active class name, and here you can provide in your class name. By default, it is called active. So now let me save this, and let me also change this app.css, and here what I'll do, I'll simply change the color also to white. So color to white, like this. So let me save this, and now it's better. So now this is better. So now let me show you one more thing. That is this thing here, that is inside the navbar component. We see, or we use this nav link here, but instead we want to use the link tag or the link component. So let me copy this thing from here, and let's go to the product page here, and let me paste this thing here, that is the nav link. But instead of the nav link, we want to use the link here from React Router DOM. And here I would like to make a component here, that is link, like this. And we want to go to something here, that is to, like this. And where do we want to go? We want to go to the home page. And now let's simply write here home. So let's save this. And now we see that inside the product page, we have this link here that takes us to the home page. So if we click on home, we are taken back to the home page. So this is the basic difference between the link tags or the link components and the nav link components provided by the React Router DOM package. So the rule of thumb is this, that if you want to use the links inside your navbar, then you should be using the nav link thing here. And if you are using links on your page or on your components or inside your components, then you should be using the link component that is provided by the React Router DOM package. So now we have two pages here, that is the home page and the products page. Now what if we have a route parameter here, that is, if we want to go to the products / some ID here, that is the ID of the product. But currently we see that we are on this product page itself, even though we have this ID here, that is this ID here, 1 2 3 2 3 3 4, then also we are seeing this product page. So what if we want to go to some other page, that is the individual product page? So to do that, what we need to do, we need to create another page here, that is for the individual product. So let me create a new page here, that is the product with ID, something like this .js. And here let me quickly create a functional component, and here I'll simply make an h1, and here we'll simply say individual product page, like this. And let me make it h3 here. And now we want to render this product with ID page whenever someone goes to this route here, that is products / the ID of the product. So now let's go to our app.js file, and here what I need to do, I need to define one more route here, like this. And this time here we would be providing an ID here, that is / the product ID. So product ID, or let it be simply ID. it can be anything. Let me simply call it ID here, simply for simplicity. And now what I want to display here, I want to display the product with ID page. So product with ID like this, and this page has been automatically imported here. So now if we save this, and if we go to this route here, that is /product/ some ID, then we see that again we are going to display this product page. Why is it so? Again, we need to provide an exact prop here, that is exact. If the route matches /products only, then only we want to display the products page. Otherwise, we want to display this page here, or we want to jump onto the next route which should match with the route that is requested by the browser. So now if we save this, and not this thing here. So now if we press enter, we see that we are getting this thing here. And I think I haven't saved this. The application should be restarted. Now the application restarted, and now if we press enter, we see that we are on this individual product page. So now you might be wondering that how to extract this ID, that is how to get this ID that is passed here as a route parameter inside this individual product page. So how do we get this ID from this URL inside this component or inside this product with ID page? So it is pretty simple to do. We need to use one hook from this package, that is React Router DOM. So React Router DOM, and what we need to use this hook, that is use params. Now we can extract this ID. So we let me do it like this, that is const params equal to use params, simply like this. And here let me simply make a pre tag just to show you what is all inside this params thing here. And here I can simply do json.stringify params null 2 like this. So let me save this, and now we see that in this params object here, we have this ID that is passed here 12323 or whatever it is. So where is this ID coming from? This ID is coming from this thing here, that is inside our app.js we have provided this ID here. If we change it to product ID, and if we save this, then we see that the key is product ID and not ID. So this key depends on this thing here, that is whatever you provide after the semicolon. So now let's go to this product with ID page, and here to get this ID, what we can do, we can directly extract this ID here that by using destructuring. So here we can simply say product ID equal to use params like this, and here we can simply say product ID like this. And let me remove this thing from here. So if we save this, we see that we are not getting this product ID. And why is it so? So this is product ID, and this should be this thing here. Oh, the D was in small, not in caps. So that was the problem. So if we save this, we see that we are getting this route parameter here inside this individual product page. And now from this product page, you can go and query your database or whatever you want to do with this route parameter. So now let me show you one more thing, that is, let me create one more page here, that is the profile page. So profile, not prodile, but profile page.js. And let me again quickly create a component here. And here we should again have an h2 that says profile page. So profile page like this. And here we should have something that is some p here with some lorem like this. And now let's go to our app.js file. And now let me define one more route here, which should display this profile page component, and it should go to profile. And basically this is only for showing you how to use authenticated routes. And here if I'll do it, I should change it to profile page like this. So if we save this, and let me provide one more nav link here inside my nav bar. So let me copy it, let me paste it here, and this should go to profile, and here it should show display profile like this. So now if we go to this profile page, we see that we are on this profile page, but we only want to display this page only when the user is authenticated. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my app.js file, and here for the sake of simplicity or only for demonstration, I'm going to create a constant variable, that is whether the user is authenticated or not. So here I'm going to create a variable called is authenticated equal to true. That is, I'm hard coding this thing here, that is the user is authenticated. So only then I want to display this component. So how do I do that? So for that, instead of passing in component here, what I can do, I can use render props here. So let me copy this thing from here and let me comment this out from here just for reference here. And now instead of displaying a component, what I can do, I can use render props here like this. And here what I can do, and now here inside this, we want to return some component. So we can say return, and depending on is authenticated, we want to return a component. So if the user is authenticated, then we want to return him the profile page, that is the profile page should be rendered. Otherwise we want to redirect him back to some page. So how to do that? We need to import one more component here from this React Router DOM package, that is redirect. And here we can simply say redirect to, and wherever you want to redirect him to. So you can have a login page inside your application, but for the sake of simplicity, I am simply providing here / that is the home page. But typically you should be redirecting him back to the login page. So now let me save this. And if I go to the profile page, we are on the profile page because is authenticated is true inside our application. So let me change this true to false. Now the user is not authenticated, and let me save this. And we see that as soon as we click on this profile page, we are redirected back to this home page. So this is how we handle the authenticated or protected routes. So now let's see one more thing, that is how to handle the 404 route. So for that, I'm going to create a new page that is called not found route. So not found.js or not found page.js. Like this. Again here I'll be creating a functional component, and here we should simply say h2 404 not found like this. So now let's go to our app.js, and after all the routes at the very end of this switch case or the switch component, the last route should be your 404 handler, and here we should say route like this. And here we should provide in the path prop, and the path should be star. That is, if any of the above routes do not match, then only we want to use this route component here. And here, what do we want to display? We simply want to display this not found page here, simply like this. So if we save this, nothing would happen here. But if we go to any route which doesn't exist, then we should be seeing this 404 not found page. So this is how we handle the 404 routes. So now let's see some more things, that is using the history API that is built inside browser. So how do we redirect users programmatically without using the links and the nav links? So let's go to this product page here, and here inside this product page, let me use one more hook here, that is from this package, that is the use history hook from this React Router DOM package. And here let me create a button here. So let me create a button here. So button like this, and here it should say go to product 123, that is product with ID 123 like this. And let me create one more button here on this page, and that should say go to product with ID 456, simply like this. And here to handle this button, what I'll do, I'll simply have an on click event here. So on click equal to something, and let me copy this on click from here and let me paste it here, that is on click equal to something. And now here at the very top of this component, I'll be simply saying const history equal to use history like this, and it is for a reason that I am placing here two buttons, not a single button. So now here, if you want to go programmatically to this product with ID page with this ID that is 123, what I'll do, I'll simply say history.push like this. And what do we want to push? We want to simply go to this products page /123 like this. So I guess that is the name of the page here, that is the products. Yes. So now let me copy this history thing from here and let me paste here. And now inside here, that is instead of history.push, I would say history.replace. So now let me save this thing from here. And now let's go to this products page, and we are not seeing these buttons here. So the problem is this, that we are directly calling history.put, but instead it should be like this inside an arrow function. That is, whenever someone clicks here, not directly. So that was the problem here. So now if we save this and if we go to the products page here, that we see that we are getting these two buttons here, that is go to product with ID 123. So if we click here, we are on this product with ID 123, and if we go back and if we click on this thing here, that is 456, then again we are on this thing here and it should be 456. So let me save this thing from once again, and now let's go to 456. We are on 456. If we go to 123, we are on this 123. So now what is the difference between this push and replace thing here? So let me show it to you. So now currently as we go to, so just see this thing here, that is we are on the home page, we go to the products page. So in the history, we are on the home, then on the products, and if we go to this product with ID 123, then we are on this page here, that is product with ID page, that is with 123. So we have this thing here, that is we first went to the home page, then to the products page, and then to this product with ID page. So as soon as I press the back button, we are on the products page. So we see that from the last page that we were on, that is product with ID 123, we came back to this products page. So now here we'll see the difference between push and replace. So now in the second button, we use the replace thing here. So watch what will happen. So let's go to the home page, then to the products page. And now if we go to this page here, that is product with ID page, we are on the individual product page. So now watch what happens when I click this back button here. We see that we are on the home page. So we see that we were on the home page, we went to the products page, but we use the history.replace thing here to go to the products with ID page. And now when we press the back button, we are on the home page because we have replaced the middle route, that was the products route. So I guess that you got my point. That is what push and replace means. So replace simply replaces the current page from the history inside the browser. So it depends on your application whether you want to use the push thing here or you want to use the replace thing here. So now the last part of this video remains, that is how to use the query parameters inside our routes here. That is, if I go to this products page and here I have something like this thing here, that is question mark name equal to something like iPhone. So how do I get this search parameter inside my page, that is inside my products page, that is name equal to iPhone. So for that, I'm going to create a hook here inside my product page, or you can create this hook globally inside your application. So for that, I would use one more hook here from the React Router DOM package to create my own hook. So I'll say use location hook. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a hook here that is says function use query like this. And here I simply want to return new URL search parameters. And here I would use this use location hook to get the search parameters from this current route. And now I can use this use query hook inside any of my components. So now here what I'll say, I'll simply say const query equal to use query. That is our custom hook. And now let me simply log it inside here. That is what all is inside this query thing here. So let me make a H4 here, and here I'll simply say query like this. So now let's save this, and we see that we are on the products route, but with this search parameter, that is name equal to iPhone. So let me press enter. So we see that we are getting this query here, but this won't make any sense, or this doesn't make any sense to us. So how to use this query hook here? We can simply say an H5 here, or let me use an H4 here again. And here we can simply say name should be equal to something, and that something we can get from query.get. And what do we want to get? We simply want to get the name thing here, because our search string starts with this thing here, that is name equal to iPhone. That is, the key is this and value is this. So now if we press enter, we need to save this application, and now we see that name equal to iPhone. So from this query.get name, we are able to get the search parameter that is passed inside the browser. So now let me again make an H4 here like this. And here I would like to get the price. So I would say name.get query.get price like this. So if we save this, we are not seeing anything because this search parameter does not exist inside our string here, that is inside our URL here. So if you can pass this thing here, that is and price equal to $8.99 and press enter, we see that we are able to get that price from the search parameters here. So this is all about this custom hook, that is the use query hook. So I guess that's pretty much about this React Router DOM package and how to do routing inside your application. So that's all about this video. So thank you, bye bye, tata, take care. And if you haven't liked the video till now, do like the video. If you haven't subscribed the channel till now, do subscribe to the channel. So thank you, bye bye, tata, take care, and have a good day and have a great day.